Is that in focus? Shane, is that in focus? Hey guys and dolls, so I'm back for another Healthy Habits video, and I just have to say thank you so much for your incredible feedback on my first introduction type video. The comments literally blew me away, and just reading some of them brought tears to my eyes, honestly, and it made me feel a lot less alone as well. If you haven't watched that introduction video, it'll be linked in the description box if you want to watch it after this video. But basically I'm raising money for the eating disorder charity BEAT, which is Beating Eating Disorders. Their links and contact information will be in the description box as well. So yeah, let's get down to business. For this video I really want to address the topic of recognizing whether or not you have disordered eating. And this is I don't want this to be a really serious video, because this is such a serious topic for some people, but you know, it has to be talked about. And when I was kind of going through all my problems, I was scouring the internet for help, and I was scouring YouTube for help. I did find some amazing YouTubers who helped me so much through all my struggles, and you know, it was probably before their channels took off. Obviously they were replying back and forth to my emails, but a lot of them encouraged me to seek help, and I'm so glad that I did. A little recap of my story for those of you who haven't seen my first video. Basically, when I was about 18, 19, I started to put on a lot of weight very quickly. I was really low. It was a very low part of my life, and I will do videos about that in the future, like depression and anxiety and things like that. But I put on about 4 stone in a year and a half, and so I went from being about between 9 and 10 stone to 13 to 14 stone. It was a drastic difference for me. I'm 5'6", so for me that was such a huge deal, and I had to upscale my wardrobe a few times. But yeah, then I went on a health and fitness kick, and I was right, I'm gonna lose all this weight, and I got super motivated, and I was yeah, I did loads of stuff. I will outline that in a video also, totally off topic of this. But yeah, I got down to my original goal weight, which was the early 120s, 120 something for 5'6", which is still in a healthy weight range, but that was the slimmest I've ever been in my life. And I was running, and I was doing all sorts of exercise, I was eating so clean, and it was around then that I started really badly struggling with food and with eating, with my mindset, with my body image. I just felt like I could never reach the goal that I had in mind. What was healthy for my body and what is healthy for everyone's body is not necessarily what you will see, first of all, on YouTube with certain girls, in magazines, in films, in music videos. Everyone's healthy is completely different, and I really struggled with that. I just had this set goal in my mind, and I was no, I want to look like this. Although I'm apple shaped, so my body was never going to go in that way. I kept losing more and more weight, my boobs and my ass disappeared. I firstly had struggles with orthorexia, and a lot of that I believe was born out of my buying into things like Freely the Banana Girl here on YouTube. And this is no offense to Freely at all, it was just me personally. You know, I was doing all these drastic things where I was obsessing over only eating healthy food and not eating anything unclean. I had no sort of balance in my life at all. I would spend all day thinking about my next meal. What am I going to eat? What will that do to my body? You know, it was just terrifying. I cut out so much things. I went through a phase of being vegan, vegetarian, paleo. I cut out all carbs. I did everything you can think of, just trying to find that balance and trying to figure out what suited my body best, what kind of diet should I be eating. There is a huge amount of misinformation out there, and I have a friend who has just graduated very recently with a degree in nutritional science, and his website is called Precision Health and Performance, I think it is. He has so kindly agreed to answer any nutrition questions that you guys have. So if you want to ask me on Twitter, use the hashtag AskMelanie with 2 I's. I'll do a Q&A style video with the answers to those questions. But yeah, it was just kind of this massive struggle, and I just all day read about food, looked up about food, looked up about diet, calories, body shapes, body weight, fat content, measurements. It was insane. I was using my FitnessPal for a good year probably, guts of a year at least, counting every single thing I consumed, working out like crazy, and it was all for nothing, because as I was doing that, I developed binge eating disorder. I'm going to leave links down below where you can read a lot more about binge eating disorder, because it's very, very, very common nowadays. And do not beat yourself up if you're going through this, because I feel it's like a thing with our generation. We are faced with limitless, cheap, crap, processed food, this crazy dichotomy between what we should look like and what we should be eating, and you know, how to lose weight, and then it's like advertisements saying this is so good, once you pop you can't stop, McDonald's burgers for €1, you know what I mean? I got binge eating problems, and then it just spiraled and spiraled into an eating disorder. And I talked about that in my previous video. I've been over that for a couple of years now. I no longer associate my weight with my health. I no longer sit there thinking about food all day. I know how to listen to my body now. I eat when I'm hungry. I allow myself treats. I eat healthy most of the time because I enjoy eating healthy food, and I just want everyone to be able to reach the point I'm at now. So the point of this video, I'm getting there, don't worry, I'm getting there. The point of this video is that the only way that you're ever going to reach this place, if you're not there currently, is if you acknowledge and recognize that you have an eating disorder. And this is aimed at people who kind of necessarily don't know if they do have an eating disorder. You might kind of think there's something wrong with you. You know, you're sitting around all day thinking about food. I think it's incredible if you have already acknowledged an eating disorder, either anorexia or bulimia, and you've faced it and you've gone for help. I really applaud you, and I'm so proud of you if you've done that. It's such a difficult thing to do, because a huge part of having an eating disorder is the secrecy involved. The first step to recovery is admitting and facing it and realizing that you have it. There's some pointers in this article, which is Cosmo Body teamed up with Beat, the eating disorder charity that I'm raising money for. Basically, the article's called I'm Just Trying to Be Healthy, and a lot of people use these diet fads to disguise their eating disorder. So, you know, cutting carbs, being vegetarian. I'm not talking about the ethical side of it, I'm talking about people who do it just for the health benefits. According to this article, there's 20 times more vegetarians in eating disorder treatment than there is in the general population. Then the whole 5-2 fasting diet. There's a insane amount of diets out there nowadays, and I think it's just because people have become so out of touch with what eating is and what healthy, normal bodies look like. Many people are striving for an unattainable ideal, and we need to strip everything back and get back to basics. It's insane. We need to just love our bodies as they are, no matter what they look like, because if you don't love your body, there is no way you're ever going to reach a healthy state of mind and body. You have to accept what you're working with. Just drop the clothes, look in the mirror, appreciate the fact that you're alive, that your legs help you to walk along the street, your heart is pumping blood around your body. Your body is a whole lot more than the little roll of fat around your belly, okay? So according to Beat, this is how to know when you need help. When I realized my answers to these kind of questions, I just knew instantly that I needed to seek help. If you're watching this and you're concerned after mulling these questions over through your head, please contact the information in the description box below. So, do you feel anxious or upset if you can't follow your diet or workout? I used to get extremely anxious if I couldn't. I wouldn't even go to like a restaurant with my family if I knew that there wasn't something healthy on the menu, stuff like that. Are you getting more and more rigid about what you can't eat and cutting out foods all the time? I was the queen of that, and it was the most horrible thing to go through ever. Okay, do you punish yourself for eating something bad or even thinking about eating something bad with extra workouts? And a lot of people will do that. It's become like culturally acceptable to say, okay, yeah, I'm just going down to the gym every day. Guys, look into the animal kingdom and observe. They do not use treadmills. They do not have to lift weights. They do things with their body. They do body weight exercise by just living and by doing, and we should be eating to live rather than living to eat. I was actually in touch with somebody who works for an eating disorder charity, and they sent me on this information. So these are some more warning signs about eating disorders. Preoccupation with eating, food, body shape and weight. Feeling anxious and irritable around meal times. So, if you just get really kind of pent up and about the idea of having to sit down and eat with people, or just what you're going to eat, how many calories is it going to be, I haven't measured it, I haven't planned for this, those kind of thoughts. Feeling out of control around food, and this was a huge one for me. I would just feel like I couldn't just have like 1 or 2 of something. I would have to eat the whole box and then go to the shop and get 5 more boxes. My sugar levels were so out of whack, my whole system was so out of whack from losing so much weight. And you know, the whole time I was losing weight, I should have really been keeping on top of certain things to prepare for this, and there's definitely ways that you can lose weight and, you know, prevent this from happening. I'll also address that in a future video if you want me to. Okay, so also black and white thinking. Example, rigid thoughts about food being good or bad. So having, you know, good food, good day, bad day. That really is not a good way to be thinking. You know, this is a grey area. The whole food thing should be grey area. Do not label things as perfect or terrible, or, you know, healthy or unhealthy and this, that and the other. It's just food, and you need to shift your mindset and your mind frame in how you think about food, how you approach your daily living and your daily life. A distorted body image. So a lot of people who develop eating disorders have a completely distorted view of themselves. This could also be, you know, a form of body dysmorphia, where you look in the mirror and you genuinely see something that's not even there. When I developed my eating disorders, I was the slimmest I ever was, and I was just grabbing little parts of my body and going, I need to get rid of this, and you know, this isn't right, that shouldn't be there, I wish I looked like this. In public I would be so conscious, and I would always kind of have my arms around my middle and my midsection, and I would always be kind of running to the bathroom to look in the mirror to check, you know, was there bumps showing, or, you know, were my jeans too tight. I would get big baggy clothes to kind of cover it up, and well, cover nothing up exactly. Like I was about 10 pounds to 14 pounds lighter then, and I thought I was a whale. Do you know what I mean? And I've never had a comment from anybody calling me fat or anything like that, as I am now, and I'm completely normal. So a lot of that goes on up in here, and it's you comparing yourself to these ridiculously unrealistic images. I even see girls, I know girls personally, very small, thin girls who think that they look really big, and if you compared them in real life to, say, an actress, like I've met certain actors and actresses, like say Eva Green, she's very slim, but she's not like a stick, do you know what I mean? Like I know girls a lot thinner than her who would say, oh, I'd love to look like Eva Green or be as slim as Eva Green. Stop comparing yourselves to other people, because you are you and they are them. Using food as a source of comfort. Example, eating as a way to deal with boredom, stress or depression. This is extremely common, and I'm not entirely sure if I believe that or not. It depends on the level of how much you do that, because I think everybody at times will eat as a source of comfort, and I don't think you should think that you shouldn't be allowed to do that or punish yourself for doing it, especially in this day and age, and we've been brought up with all these crazy tasting delicious foods full of MSG and sugar. It's very typical for people to reach for that when they're feeling stressed or, you know, anxious or depressed or anything like that, but the focus there should be shifting that to something positive. Say when you're feeling like that, go for a walk or meet up with your friends, or, you know, give yourself a manicure and a pedicure, have a spa night, go to the cinema, do something positive for yourself. The final one here is using food as self-punishment. Example, refusing to eat due to depression, stress or other emotional reasons. Food is fuel for your body. Food should never be used as a punishment, and if you find that you're doing that, or if you find you're doing any of the things I've discussed in this video, please reach out to your doctor, reach out to eating disorder websites and charities like the ones listed below, and know that there is always help. There is help for everybody. No matter what situation you're in, no matter how little money you have, please know that there is so much help out there online. There's so much people to reach out to. And doctors really do take this a lot more seriously than they used to, because it's becoming extremely, extremely common. I'm going to be making these videos from now on because I just so badly want everyone watching me, just everyone deserves to just be at a happy place inside and to get free from the food trap and that horrible eating disorder trap. I want to set a good example, and I want to be a role model to you girls and you guys if you're watching, that it's not forever, and I swear to you it's not forever. If you're watching this right now and you're feeling upset or overwhelmed, and you know you're having self-realizations, it is not forever, and you can escape it and become happy and have a very productive life. I got free of my eating disorders, I graduated with a first-class honours degree from college, and now I'm doing my hobby as a job. I'm doing YouTube and it's amazing. Please leave a comment and give me some feedback, and if you want to private message me, my email address is down below as well. And I'd love also for you to follow me on Instagram and stuff, because I post pictures, quite a lot of what I'm eating. I kind of follow the 80-20 rule now, so 80% healthy, 20% indulgence, and that is just what works for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I'll see you again in my next video, probably a beauty video or something like that. But thanks for watching. Bye. Really focused on promoting the importance of having a healthy mind as well as a healthy body, and of finding balance in your life.